Welcome. You are listening to the Whissel Way podcast. My name is Kyle Whissel with Whissel Realty Group and eXp Realty in San Diego, joined by my co-host, Mr. Jason Hall with Team Home Loans. And so, Jason, what I want to talk about today is our real estate industry is constantly changing. And what I talk about in this is that we've had multiple episodes of the podcast where we've talked about Zillow. And there's another, monster out there, Realtor.com. And it has just been crazy over the last year or two. I mean, these guys, the way that they make their money is from real estate agents, right? We are their number one source of business, I believe.
We're their funding sources.
I believe Zillow.com, between realtors and lenders, 75% of the money they bring in is from us.
Right.
So we are very important to them. But they keep changing the way that they handle their business. And so the way it works is they put listings on their websites. We pay them money. And that way, when somebody inquires about a listing, they send that person's information to us, and hopefully we can help them buy or sell a home. Well, the problem is they keep changing how they deliver that information to us. There is no consistency in what it is that they're doing. And they're, I think, to a certain extent, trying to kind of find themselves. I think they don't really know.
Well, they're trying to make money. They haven't made money yet, right? They're spending more than they make.
Yeah, I mean, these are not massively profitable companies.
Right.
But in the tech sector, somehow you can lose millions of dollars and be worth billions. Like, somehow that just works in the tech world.
Amazon did it for years.
Amazon went 20 years without turning a profit.
Isn't that crazy?
And so these guys are just constantly changing, and they went from models where you paid X dollars per lead, or now it's like on a bid process, and then they're going to change it to where they'll give you the lead and they'll pay you a referral fee, and they're just constantly changing the way that they handle this stuff. And it's gotten to the point, it's like, what's next? I mean, they're changing it every 2 months, it seems like. And Zillow even just, Spencer Raskoff, who was the head of the company, they moved him down, brought this other guy, Rich Barton, on, who's very aggressive. And, as soon as he comes in, there's big changes happening. And it's just changing all the freaking time. And so what I want to really focus on today is, if you're a realtor, if you're a lender, or you're just any sort of a business owner listening to the podcast today, I want you to start to break your dependency on companies like a Zillow or companies like a Realtor.com, because the thing with these companies is that you can't control when they're going to make changes. They're going to make a change, and then you're either with them or you're without them, right? You're going to have to either get on the bus or get off.
They don't call Kyle Whissel before they make a change.
Yes, they've got hundreds of
thousands. Of dollars
yeah, I mean, they've got thousands of clients across the country. They're not worried about any one individual. They're going to do what's best for their bottom line, and sometimes that might not be what's best for your bottom line. And so,
or what they perceive is best for their bottom line. Because sometimes they make changes.
They made a big mistake earlier this year.
That we believe might be a mistake.
Pissed off. And so what I want to encourage you guys is you've got to stop relying on some of these third-party companies to control your business. Can they be a good supplement to your business? Absolutely. But they should not be the end-all, be-all of it, because all it takes is one little change from one of these companies, and you're
out
screwed.
Of business. Yeah, if Zillow is more than 50% of your business and they make a change, like some of the stuff we hear about, you literally have no business.
I mean, Realtor.com just came out. They haven't launched it in San Diego yet, but in some of the other markets, they basically came out and said, you know what? You can't even buy leads from us now. All of our leads are going to go to They bought this company called OpCity, which the lead comes in, OpCity has a conversation. They nurture the lead until the lead raises their hand, and then they connect them with the realtor. Well, now
and then they take like a 25%.
They're going to everything is going to go through OpCity, and you're going to pay a referral fee now. You can't even go buy leads from them if you want to, if you're in some of these markets.
Why don't we create something better? We got money, man. We just had Will in here.
I know,
and
right?
I know it's a lot, but who better, right? We know the right people that we could create something that, if consumers want to look at things like Zillow and Realtor, who better than create something better than Kyle Whissel and the people you know?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of freaking money in the tech space, that's for sure. There's more money in the tech space than there is in the real estate sales space. I mean, the multiples, again, there's companies that are literally selling for billions of dollars that don't make a profit. Like
it's
in
crazy.
Our industry, you've got to make a profit,
and
then they'll maybe give you 3 to 5 times whatever your profit is.
Right.
But a tech company could have no profit, but somehow still be worth billions. It's crazy
They
how
look at
that works.
some type of the technology you have. They look at some future, revenue and net profit somewhere down the line, and they somehow evaluate these companies way more than any time in history.
Right. Yeah, it's
we've
crazy.
never seen evaluations like this. And you hit it. Amazon, 20 years lost money and was worth billions of dollars. And Bezos is the richest guy in America, or at least was. Now he's going through his
So he
divorce.
cut
Maybe
it
he's
in
going to be half.
Yeah.
And he's still rich.
Yeah.
He still does dumb things.
So what I want to keep you focused on if you're listening right now is you've got to cut the cord on these things. Now,
So what are some options to cut the cord?
Can you still have a relationship and maybe do some business with them here and there? Yes. But what you've got to do with all this change that keeps happening is you've got to realize this cannot be your primary source of business. If this has been your primary source of business, consider yourself lucky that you've had a really good run, but you've got to start to shift some of that focus away from relying on these guys. You've got to go to stuff that you have a little bit more control of. And what I see is, the cost per lead on some of these systems, when we were first with Realtor and Zillow, there were times we were paying, less than $10 for a lead in the beginning.
Right.
And now the cost per lead, some areas is $200, $300, $400 for
Makes
a lead.
no sense, right?
That's the cost has just gone up exponentially to where it's hard to really even make a profit. When you talk to some of their sales guys, they're like, oh, well, if you do this, you're going to get like a 1.2 return on investment. So I've got to spend $10,000 to get $12,000 back. Like, that's crazy.
Right.
And
what
they
happens
think
if I
that's a
don't
good
get it
deal,
back?
right? And so we got to break that dependency. And the thing is, as realtors, we've got a gold mine literally sitting in our hands. You might be watching this show right now on a laptop, or listening to it, right? It's a podcast. You're listening to it on your phone. Like, you literally have a gold mine sitting in your hand with all of the information of everybody that you know. Everybody, they would often refer to this as your sphere of influence or your center of influence. This is all sitting in the palm of your hand. Everybody that you know and already have a relationship with is in the palm of your hand. Yet, all of the realtors, all they want to do is pay Zillow hundreds of dollars for leads, or Realtor.com hundreds of dollars for leads, and go chase Mickey Mouse at Disneyland.com down and see if they want to buy a house.
Instead of cultivating a relationship with their clients, their friends, their family, their entrepreneur group right there in their phone. That's what you're saying. Like,
They've
just had
already got all these people that already, part of sales is in order for somebody to, buy or sell with you, they got to know, like, and trust you first.
Yeah. Know, like, and trust.
Your palm of your hand has hundreds, if not thousands, of people that already know, like, and trust you.
Which is why I say don't eat alone.
Yeah, never eat alone. Yet you want to spend thousands of dollars a month, tens of thousands of dollars a month to go and get a name and a phone number to Mickey Mouse at Disneyland.com. Like, why do you want to do that? You guys got to focus on the valuable database. That is the core of your business. I don't know
and you referred
many
to it
top
yesterday
producers as a data bank. Yes. Right. I don't know very many top producing realtors that their number 1 and 2 sources are not their sphere and referrals that come from that sphere. And so your sphere is going to be your friends, your family, your neighbors, and clients that you've worked with in the past.
Yeah, people already know, trust.
They already know, like, and trust you, right? This person's already bought a house with you or sold a house with you. They already know you, like, you trust. They already hired you once. They're much more likely to hire you again than Mickey Mouse at Disneyland.com.
And or refer you another friend, family member, coworker.
Exactly. I'm actually getting ready to go do a talk out at the Boomtown Conference. We're headed out to Charleston here in a few days. And my talk there is going to be about how you could take one listing and turn it into 5 transactions. So every listing, there's so much opportunity.
So real quick, what do you mean by that?
So here's the deal. When you sign a listing, first and foremost, you've got to sell the listing, right? You've got to sell the house that you actually listed. So that's number 1. Number 2 is if somebody's selling a house, they're going to be moving somewhere. So they're probably going to be buying a house. So you can help them buy a house. Number 3, you got somebody's going to buy that house that you're selling.
For the listing you have.
If they're going to buy that house, why shouldn't they buy it through you? Well, if you go out there, you effectively market the home, so they can buy that house through you.
So that'd be 3.
Number 4 is a referral from your seller. So the client that listed their home with you, you do an amazing job for them. They're going to refer you to somebody who wants to buy or sell a house. That's 4. And number 5 is you're going to do such an amazing job at this. You're going to blanket the neighborhood and tell the neighborhood how great you did at selling this person's house. And one of the neighbors is going to raise their hand and they're going to let you sell their house as well. So whether it be your database or just squeezing as much out of every listing that you take as possible, you've got so much available to you. You've got to start to break that dependency. You've got to break that dependency that you have on Zillow and Realtor, because all they got to do is flip a switch tomorrow and everything you've built your business on, all the time you've spent building these campaigns and all of this crazy stuff and these ISAs, all these people in place, are all gone. It's all worthless just by the flip of a switch like Realtor.com made this week. So get out there, work your database, and work your butt off on those listings and churn every single listing you take into 5 transactions. If you got value out of today's podcast, I'd love to keep the conversation rolling. Encourage you, join us on Facebook. The Whissel Way is our group on Facebook. You could go to thewhisselway.com. Whissel is Wissel. Love to keep that conversation going. Love to share with you. We shared bits and pieces from our office meetings and technology we're using. So look forward to connecting with you on there. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Whissel Way podcast.